Hey guys, so back in 2014, I had to make a very important decision, and that decision was about which car I should buy. Um, I won't say I had a budget. I mean, my father wanted me to get an Audi A3 or an A4. Now, I've always looked at German cars and felt that, you know what, I'm not even a car person per se. I believe a lot in value. I also believe that if I'm spending 30 lakhs plus on a car, I hope I'm making that back within the year. And that was clearly not the case. I wasn't doing much work. I wasn't making any money. And I thought, why am I doing this? Just because my father's gonna get me a car, I shouldn't get that. Moreover, the Audi A3 at that time was costing somewhere around 30 lakhs or 27 lakhs, 32 on road. The back seat was crap. The car was an amazing drive. My previous car was a Skoda Rapid. Before the Skoda Rapid, I had a Honda City, and before the Honda City, I had a Maruti Suzuki Swift. And before the Swift, I had a Zen, which was a hand-me-down from my family. I ended up getting an Elantra, basically, guys. I ended up getting an Elantra because of many reasons. I think it cost me about 16,80,000 back then. And I wanted to get the Elantra, A, because it has a really good steering. And the steering gives you this amazing sense of control. I don't know whether the control is there or not, but I really like that immediately about Elantra. I love the name Elantra, man. I love the fact that nobody had an Elantra, and still nobody has an Elantra. They think it's a Verna. They're not very clever. I'm not a car guy. I'm not a very big show off. I also, though, don't want to display and flaunt false wealth. If I could afford an Audi A3, I would have considered it. But at that point in time, I wanted a car which is better than a Honda City, and is not as premium as a Mercedes or an Audi or a BMW. I did test drive a Honda CR-V, and that was the car I wanted to get. I also test drove the Toyota Fortuner. Again, both cars failed to impress me, because when you're test driving a car, you want to just zip, and go places. But where I live, the parking is a bit of a hassle. I don't have stilt. I have a good house, but I don't have a stilt. So SUV was out of the question, because I'm not one of those guys who feel this sense of, false machismo or machismo, however you say it. I'm not so macho, I want to get an SUV, dude, Scorpio lunga man. Not that kind of fool. And not the biggest guy in the world, so I don't want to get a big car. Look at me, I'm sorry, man. I know I'm trashing on a lot of you guys with SUVs, but trust me, you guys have issues. Sorry. Actually, I'm not sorry. Forget you. It's about me right now. I ended up getting the Elantra, and I got an automatic car finally. Before the Elantra, I had the Rapid, and that was a manual car. And before that, I've always had manual cars. Nothing wrong with manual cars. You can get a manual car today, I don't care. But the Elantra automatic is pretty decent, man. The good things about Elantra, after using it for almost 5 years, I want to get to that. For those of you who've been waiting, I'm sorry you guys had to wait almost 4.5 minutes so that I begin this rant. I hope I'm audible, by the way. I'm not looking at the screen, so I'm sorry about that. I am in my Elantra right now. I'm driving from Noida to Rohini, and it's a nice 50-minute journey. So the good thing about Elantra is that A, it's a very unique car. Not everybody has it. There is a certain coolness about it. I still feel the coolness. I know some guys look at my car and they'll think that, wow, he doesn't have a better car, like a 20 plus lakh car. I don't know what it costs right now. It probably costs 20 plus right now. And I'm sure some people think, wow, he has an Elantra. How cool. I wonder why he has the Elantra. You know? And some people actually start liking the Elantra more after they sit in mine and after they see me have it, because I am one of those guys who do a lot of research but before buying things. I don't like to get ripped off, and I don't think I got ripped off with the Elantra. So one thing is that it's a unique car. Not everybody has the Elantra. Second thing I like about the Elantra is that it gives you a decent mileage. It gives you a mileage of about 10 kilometers per liter. I've driven about 40,000 kilometers in these last 5 years. I take it to work every day, and it's good for long drives. It's not sluggish, it's not tiring. The AC is okay. I won't say it's great. It has bucket seats, ACs. So what that means is if I'm driving, I can actually activate, like I'm going to activate the the AC vent, so that if there's any perspiration on my shirt, on the back of my shirt, it can actually take care of that. Cool feature for both the driver and the non-striker / passenger. Besides that, the interface of the dashboard is good. The graphics on the dashboard are very average and poor, because they look like those Korean cars from the 90s and the early 2000s. So I'm not a big fan of that. The dashboard looks good. The steering is very good. My back seat has controls for the audio system. The audio system that shipped with the car was trash. But overall, I'm very happy with my purchase, and that's because it gives me a good fuel economy. Honda has quite a few showrooms where you can get your car serviced in Delhi, and not all of them I recommend. I don't recommend some shady ones like Nimbus. I recommend AutoWeb, and I know they'll be far from your home and my home, but I still recommend them. Apart from that, the backseat comfort is decent. I sat in a new Corolla Altis the other day and I realized how much better the Altis is. The Altis also has a better AC. The Altis is also about 5-7 lakhs more expensive. So I don't know. I didn't want to get a Skoda again. After the Rapid experience, I was done with that company, and I'm still done with that company. And right now it's very confusing, I'm sure, for a lot of you guys to make that decision, because you have the Honda Civic now, and I have to be honest, I saw it on the road yesterday, the new one, and it looks fantastic. However, I wanted to try a Hyundai, because we've never had a Hyundai. We've had literally every brand of cars except a Hyundai and a Toyota. I didn't get the CRV because I felt the drive was very average, and the mileage I've heard is 6 or 7. Can't live with that. I didn't get the Fortuner because, again, I'm not the biggest guy in the world, and I don't want to spend 30 lakhs on a car. That's just stupid. And I think after buying the Rapid, I was very mindful of the fact that I shouldn't buy a car I hate. I still have the Rapid. I also drove once from Delhi to Bombay in my Rapid, and surprisingly that was the best journey I ever had in my car. So it's good for long journeys. This is a petrol car. I don't do diesel cars. I just don't. And like I said, it cost me 16.8 lakhs. Today you can probably get it for about between 20 to 25. I strongly recommend the automatic version because it's so much easier. You can actually eat your sandwich and just drive with one hand and not even worry about it. Like, it's become second instinct to me now, and I can never go back to a manual car. My dad actually used to have the Honda Accord, and I think that was a great car to drive. If you've driven the Honda City, I want to say the Elantra is maybe, in my opinion, by the way, because I own the City, I can shit talk about it. My Elantra is at least 25% better than the Honda City in terms of drivability, in terms of comfort. I want to say it's compatible. It's slightly bigger than the other cars. I love the fact that it has a rear parking, camera. Like that's very helpful for people like me who are not adept at parking. I also want to say that the value for money is amazing. And honestly, if I was to go out into the world and try to sell my Hyundai Elantra right now, I would probably get a decent load of money. Like I would get at least half my investment back. But I don't want to do that right now because there's no car I like enough to change for this. I have been reading a lot on cars, and it's so confusing, man. Like to be out on the road and trying to get a car, it's just difficult. I didn't want to mention my age because I'm at that age where people don't mention their age, but I'm 35, guys, and I have a kid also. So at 35, as someone with a kid, this is a safe car. It's not a clunky sports mobile. Am I happy I didn't get the Audi? Yes, because again, it is not deserving of that price tag. In fact, to me, no car is. Do I feel 16,80,000 is a bit too much for this car? Yes and no. I want to say no because you can definitely go ahead and get a Honda City at this price range and be happy with that car. But then your car will only be one of the 10,000-15,000 Honda Cities our city has. So why would you do that? Like, it is not very intelligent, I feel. Okay, so that's one reason I didn't get the Honda City. And it doesn't have a sunroof. I think the new one may have a sunroof. You can look it up. It's not a deal maker or breaker for me. Delhi's so hot. Why would you need a sunroof? I like the sunroof. My dad's car has a sunroof, and I kind of like that. Apart from that, apart from the sunroof question, I feel it's a speedy car. It speeds when you want it to speed. If I want to, I can overtake many cars on the road. I'm not a very fast driver. I drive sane most of the time. You know, sometimes I obviously go mad. I do feel the weight of 4 people when 4 people sit in this car. I feel that it goes a lot slower. I think that's with every car, but I don't like that. I wish it had more power sometimes. I wish I knew more about cars, so I'd probably knock open this car and get its full potential out. Oh my god, the video's been going on for 13 minutes. My car is very well maintained because I have a driver who washes it every day. He's not my driver, he's my dad's driver. So don't judge me for that. My father has a Mercedes E200, and honestly, when I drive this and I drive that, I find that car a bit sleep-inducing, because it has no rev. This has a good rev. I don't know what's up with the Mercedes. I'm sure it's a better car and all that, but I'm sure some of you will understand where I'm coming from, you know. So so the good positives is the fuel economy, the looks of the car. It doesn't look that bad. I have a grey one. Don't get the grey one. Get some other color, because I have the grey one and I don't want you to get it. Besides that, has it given me any trouble? Has it ever had a flat tire? It has never got a flat tire when I'm driving it. Overnight, yes, maybe sometimes. The longest distance I've ever been with my car is about 600-700 kilometers, so that's not very far. Would I drive it to Bombay? Yes, man. I would love to go to Bombay again in this car or some other place and see what this car is like. I wish the AC was more powerful, but then any and every AC fails in Delhi. Although the Toyota ACs are much better. If you are in the market for an Elantra, I would say you should also consider getting the Civic, getting the Skoda Octavia, getting a CRV, not a CRV actually. In this day and age, I don't recommend it anymore. I don't know why I said that. CRV just has this tag, I'm gonna get a CRV, but it's not that cool. I would consider the Corolla Altis. So these are the cars I would consider from my limited knowledge. Value for money, I think you can't go wrong with the Hyundai Elantra. I'm sure the new ones have many new good features, but I'm sure the premise of the engine is the same. If you're choosing between a petrol and a diesel car, I strongly suggest the petrol car because, for various reasons that I understand. I took a piece of paper and I calculated how long it'll take me to get, the money I save on diesel back. And the answer to that was I'll never get that money back. So why would I spend 3-4 lakhs more on getting a diesel, whereas I can easily, I'm never going to make that money back. And eventually diesel is going to be priced heavier than petrol, and your diesel car is going to be defunct in 10 years. So, all those questions, I think I made the right decision with the petrol engine. The back seat is good. The back seat has an AC vent also. You have controls, a very nice leather pad right in the middle, which has the controls for your music system. I got the music system changed because the previous one sucked. The issues I have with this car is that they've used a bit too much of plastic. Sometimes I feel the build quality is a bit lacking. They've shaved corners. They've saved money by doing that. I'm sure in the new ones you have better things, so be a little careful of that. Overall, I think Elantra is a go. You cannot go wrong with this car. After owning it for 2014 till now, 4.5 years, I want to give this car a 7.5 on 10, and I think that's very good. Because it means I don't regret buying this car. I don't want to upgrade it right now, and all of those things.